All right, so as you look at this archive video, I want to tell you this. You could make the argument that outside of the Titanic and Lusitania, the Edmund Fitzgerald is the third most famous shipwreck in history. But what might surprise you, however, is how many ships have gone down in the Great Lakes. Fox News' Derek Kevra, he continues our look back at the final voyage of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
And so a lot of people had sort of said, we've done it. We've conquered the seas. We are never going to have another shipwreck of that size.
In 1975, a belief had taken hold in the Great Lakes that shipwrecks were a thing of the past. For 17 years, the Edmund Fitzgerald served as the queen of the fleet and a symbol of mankind's dominance over what was once considered a deadly profession. That supremacy was shattered on November 10, 1975, when it sunk, sending ripples through the region and a chilling reminder of the dangers on the job.
There have been other ships lost, the Bradley, the Daniel Morrell, with as many lives lost in the last 20 years. But the Fitzgerald sinking made people realize that nature still holds the upper hand.
The Fitzgerald joined a list that's thousands of names long, intertwining its legacy with other ships that remain at the bottom of the Great Lakes. Ships like the Daniel J. Morrell, which broke up in a storm on Lake Huron in 1966, leaving only one survivor. Or the Carl D. Bradley, which went down in 1958, losing 33 crew members. Only 2 were rescued. In 1940, the William B. Davik, the Nova Doc, and the Anna C. Mink all sank on the same night in Lake Michigan because of a particularly destructive storm. In 1913, the most damaging storm to ever hit the Great Lakes killed more than 250 people and sank 19 ships. Despite all that history, when people think of disasters on the Great Lakes, they think about the Edmund Fitzgerald, a cultural marker that overshadows all the others, but also sparks curiosity and discussion about those Great Lakes wrecks.
The Fitzgerald does allow, it really introduces a lot of people to the drama, to the weather, and I say drama, it is drama that's really right off of these shorelines in some cases.
The fact that so many of these shipwrecks, they aren't cleaned up, they aren't taken away and rebuilt by the National Transportation Safety Board in some hangar somewhere to find out why they remain at the bottom. They are time capsules of history.
At the Mariners Church in downtown Detroit, Reverend Todd Myers sees a more intimate connection between the wreck itself and those involved in learning and celebrating its place in history.
The Edmund Fitzgerald has become part of us, and we've become part of the Edmund Fitzgerald story.
While Lake Superior does indeed have the nickname the Graveyard of the Great Lakes, it's actually Lake Michigan that has the deadliest ship sinking event. That was the Lady Elgin. It was headed from Chicago to Milwaukee when it collided with another ship. That was also happening in a gale force wind event like the Edmund Fitzgerald. That ship sank after the collision with nearly 300 lives lost. Estimates for Great Lakes shipwrecks total in the thousands, with many captivating the imaginations of citizens all over the world. Coming up tomorrow, our final installment in the Edmund Fitzgerald series, where songs, athletics, and even beer shape the landscape of the mystery of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
We also want to invite you to join us for the Gales of November, a half-hour special dedicated to the history of the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. That is at 6:30 right here on Fox 2.